This is a video on what you need to do for step 3, identifying key parts of your parabola. So I'm going to start reading in the top left. Step 3, analyzing. That means like looking at the data, our parabola graphs. Step 1, click on View Attachment. So View Attachment is up here. Step 2, import the file into your Notability Motion Shot project. So what you need to do is click on your attachment. And in the top right corner, you're going to click on the arrow and click on Notability. Then I'm going to close this and go to Notability. And I'm going to say Add to Other Note this time. Instead of Create New Note, Add to Other Note. And I like to use Create a Date to sort it. And I'm going to click on Motion Shot Project. And I'm going to click in the top right corner of this pop-up, Import. And then I'm going to click Open. Actually, I'm going to click Done. So now it should be imported into your Motion Shot project. You should have your 2 pictures that you took before. And then you should also have these new slides. That's going to be what you fill out today. So the first step says, put your first motion shot picture here. To do that, I'm going to scroll back up to the top and I'm going to click the button that looks like scissors up at the top. I'm going to draw a big circle around both pictures. And then I'm going to click the button that says Copy. Then I'm going to scroll back down, click my scissors again, tap once in the middle of the screen, and click Paste Image. And I'm going to click and drag so that it takes up more of the screen. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing for my second motion shot picture. So I'm going to go back up to here, click on my scissors, draw a big circle, copy, and scroll down, click on my scissors again, tap the screen once, and click Paste Image. Okay, so that first part is done. If we go back to Schoology, and I click the back arrow in the top left, the next part says complete the vocab analysis and graph analysis pages for each of your 2 pictures. So basically we're going to make our pictures look like a parabola, and then we're going to label the important parts of a parabola. So let's go back to my picture. I'm going to use my second motion shot picture. Remember, you need to do both. So, vocab analysis, picture 2 description. I'm going to say a ball thrown in the air. So you're just describing what is happening in your picture. So it says, as you answer the questions below, mark each vocab word on your parabola picture with the correct label and color. So there's 5 questions that you need to answer and label on your graph. And then there's a few more that you're going to answer on your graph as well. Before we start this, I'm just going to do my best to draw what my parabola looks like. And I'm going to use blue because it looks like blue is not used below. So just the best I can, I'm going to kind of draw what I think my parabola looks like. And remember, it's got to be symmetrical, it's got to go through all of our points. So just draw it to the best that you can. Maybe I'll draw a line that goes through here as well. I think my parabola kind of looks like this. Okay. So, step 1 says, my parabola has a minimum or maximum. So you need to circle 1, and in my picture, I labeled it in green. So let's go up to my parabola. My parabola has a maximum because it has a high point. So I'm going to scroll down and circle maximum. And in my picture, I labeled it in green. So check, we did that. Next question. The vertex of my parabola is I labeled it in purple on my picture. So let's scroll up again. It's kind of nice to put a scale on our axis. So I'm just going to label a scale 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I'm going to do the same on my y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So this point at the top is my vertex. It's kind of halfway between these 2 lines. The first line is at 8, and the second line is at 9. So I'm going to say my x is 8.5. And my y value, if I follow this to my y-axis, looks like it's at 17. So my vertex is 8.5, 17. So I'm going to label 8.5, 17. And I labeled it in purple on my picture. Check. Next, the axis of symmetry of my parabola is, in my picture I made it a dotted orange line. Let's see, axis of symmetry, should go right down the middle. And again, it looks like it crosses our x-axis at 8.5. So I'm going to say x equals 8.5. Same as the first part of our vertex, because it crosses through the vertex. So the axis of symmetry is x equals 8.5. The zeros of my parabola are and I labeled the zeros in dark red. So I'm going to find a dark red color, scroll up. Your zeros are where your graph crosses your x-axis. They're about here, here. This point, and this point. So one is at 1, 0. And the other one is at 16, 0. So I'm going to scroll down. The zeros of my parabola are 1, 0, and 16, 0. And I labeled the zeros in dark red. Remember, your zeros are also called your x-intercepts. Next, the y-intercept of my parabola is, I labeled this pink in my picture. So the thing with our picture is if we follow this line, it's gonna cross the y-axis somewhere down here, but it's kind of off the grid. So I'm gonna say y-intercept is off grid. Just meaning that we can't see it. So if I scroll down, I'm going to say is off the grid. I labeled it in pink. So everything is completed. I did my minimum maximum, my vertex, my axis of symmetry, my x-intercepts or zeros, and my y-intercept. Graph analysis. Does your parabola open up or down? Our parabola opens down. Remember, if it has this shape, it opens down. Based on this, when you think about the equation for your parabola as y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, will a be positive or negative? How do you know? we want you to try and answer this question on your own, because I'm kind of curious to see what answers you guys come up with. So make sure you answer this question. Number 3 says, identify 4 points on your graph. Write them here. So I'm going to scroll up to my picture. And I want to label 4 points. So do you kind of see where the shadow of this ball is? I'm going to try to label my points based on where the balls are at. So I'm going to say there's a point here, a point here. We already labeled this, but we can use that point. And let's say right here. So this point is at 11, 14. This point is at 7, 16. This point is at 3.5, 8.5. And this first point is again 1, 0. So I'm going to label those points. 1, 0, 3.5, 8.5. 7, 16. And 11, 14. Okay. So we've done our vocab analysis and we've done our graph analysis. Remember, you need to do this for your other picture as well. All right, we can't wait to see your results. I hope you find it as cool as us that you can throw something in the air and it's gonna make this beautiful quadratic shape that never gets old for me. So I hope this video helps, and please comment and submit your pictures to this assignment. Have a great day. Bye.